The majority of cities do not come with their very own trailers in the style of Hollywood. But then again, the majority of cities are not the line, the newest dazzling dream to come from the marketing engine of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
اليوم بصفتي رئيس مجلس إدارة نيوم نقدم لكم ذا لاين، مدينة مليونية بطول 170 كيلو، صفر سيارات، صفر شوارع، وصفر انبعاثات كربونية.
It has garnered feverish headlines and floods of hits since its appearance. But will it be able to satisfy its people? And what kind of existence is possible behind those reflective surfaces? The flashy trailer promises a bubble that is carbon neutral. That means that the city will be car-free. And this ultimately means that the city will have no roads, right? Yes, this is true. That's why the residents will have access to daily amenities within a 2 to 5 minute walk. And if they want to go somewhere far, they will have the rails to avail. The idea is unprecedented in both its concentrated size and scope. To give you an idea of the scope of the line, a drive along its length would take well over an hour, and likely closer to 2. But in the line, with its high-speed transportation system, a trip across the entire map would take no more than 20 minutes. Wouldn't it be great that in less than 20 minutes, residents can travel from one end of the city to the other on a rail system, which is 170 kilometers long? After eliminating carbon-intensive infrastructures like vehicles and highways, the city will be carbon neutral. The idea claims that car-free area will be fueled by 100% renewable energy and will function at net zero, which is a radical departure from current thinking about how human settlements relate to their natural surroundings. Along the sharp divide between the ultra-dense city and the unspoiled desert, its inhabitants promote a completely foreign way of life. All of NEOM's operations will be powered by eco-friendly methods. Solar, wind, and hydrogen energy will all work together to power the city. The reliability of our energy supply is crucial. The electricity for industrial processes like manufacturing will come from environmentally friendly sources. All of its infrastructure, including manufacturing, will run on renewable energy. Having greenery and open areas sprinkled throughout will do a lot to improve air quality. Artificial intelligence will be the driving force behind automated services. Less time spent traveling to and from work means more time for fun. The city will rise 500 meters above sea level and stretch only 200 meters in width. That is even higher than the spire of the Empire State Building, which stands 102 stories tall. The city's 500-meter high glass walls flow with luxuriant hanging gardens, a fantasy of excitable taking over the jagged glass blocks, the exterior of which is engraved with circuitry as if the cityscape is a livable supercomputer. Above an elevated rail line set to transport them through the urban strip, the walls form a deep gorge dotted with Edenic terraces, swimming lakes, and picnicking couples. Sounds like a scene from a sci-fi movie? That's because it is. Saudi ruler Mohammed bin Salman appears to have a knack for cyberpunk. If there was ever an urban concept that welcomed the edged climate, it is this one. Doesn't this sound like a petrodollar fantasy of horizontal glass towers in the desert? The city will run in a straight line from the coast of the Red Sea to the highlands in the country's northwest, meaning 2 Manhattan cities in one place. The line is planned to be built out in 3 stages: a pedestrian layer, a transportation layer, and an infrastructure layer. Along its core spine, the line would build clusters of aggregated metropolitan areas with a capacity to house 1 million people. But how wise is it to plan a brand new city in the middle of the desert before discovering that 9 million people are interested in relocating there? The linear city is made up of 2 ongoing wall-like towers that are a combined 500 meters in height and wedge all of the city's services between them, ranging from residential areas to offices, schools, and parks. Walking is a primary mode of transport in the line. All of our everyday necessities, including school, will be within a 5-minute walk. It is expected that the line will also feature lanes for active and micromobility. Without roads, traffic, pollution, or noise, the city is essentially a 3-dimensionally arranged set of structures organized around pedestrian public space. But will creating an entirely new metropolis based on science fiction accomplish the task at hand? In most cases, the requirements of the population directly influence the growth and development of cities. The master plan for the line is imposed beginning from particular needs that have been selected and prioritized by specialists. It is dangerous and ambitious to build a metropolis with the expectation that the people who are expected to live there will want to relocate there. Brazil has something to impart as knowledge. Brazil's capital is an architectural gem, with a master plan by Lucio Costa and landmark palaces by Oscar Niemeyer. However, while its futuristic design is ideal for business and diplomatic use, it is not at all suitable for regular life. As a response to the dearth of vibrant street life in Brazil's central business districts, cheap, human-scale satellite cities emerged. Is Saudi Arabia also following the same path? Living in microgravity will result in a smaller environment impact while opening up exciting new markets. It is expected that the line will increase the country's gross domestic product, or GDP, by $48 billion and provide employment for an additional 380,000 80,000 people. But isn't it too soon to tell whether or not the 170-kilometer-long metropolis will ever be built? The initiative is reimagining urbanism in the name of an ultra-efficient utopia devoid of the pollution, noise, and sprawl that characterizes modern city life. The water for the line will be sourced from state-of-the-art desalination facilities. Normal people tend to frown upon the practice of removing salts from seawater in order to produce drinkable water. Because of this, sea life is affected as salt levels change. There will be no salt discharge in NEOM, and the salts will be reused instead. With the use of renewable energy in the extraction process, NEOM's water is a sustainable resource. Water from the line will be recycled and reused. The magic of the line is that it brings nature right to the doorstep of an entire metropolis. Living in a city will be like perching on a ledge overlooking breathtaking scenery. The line not only promotes health and well-being by reducing pollution and noise, but it also addresses the issues of urban sprawl. Nowadays, it's rare for strangers to bump into each other in the street. In this way, the line is like recreating a small town in the heart of a big city. Due to this innovative plan, the line now only occupies 2% of the land required by a traditional metropolis of the same population. There are roughly 9 million people living in London. However, the city's area is about 1,600 square kilometers, whereas the line is just about 34 square kilometers. The line is considered a realistic option for the gradual and deliberate domination of natural ecologies and landscapes as the world's population expands and urban migration continues. The line's urban existence is another factor in the decision to give it a three-dimensional structure. Hyperproximity and hypermixed use are two offshoots of zero-gravity urbanism. Hyperproximity is the unprecedented closeness of people that allows for unprecedented social engagement and cultural exchange. In Manhattan, a high-density, thriving city, you can walk 5 minutes and encounter 25,000 individuals. By keeping the same level of convenience and population density, the line is able to serve an area with an increase of 80,000 people. This is due to the fact that people are no longer restricted to merely horizontal movement, but can instead increase their neighborhood options by ascending or descending. Hypermixed use refers to the fact that in this city, every possible type of building is present. Classification and division are concepts the line scorns. The line is considered to be an extension of a person's home, workplace, cultural, educational, and recreational spheres. Synergies between industry and the development of specific neighborhoods may be impossible to achieve in other cities. The line is capable of both. 80,000 people are within a 5-minute drive, resulting in a number of mixed-use commercial areas and ecosystems. Unique urban space is produced by the line's novel morphology. From any lofty perch along the line, citizens of the city may take in a panoramic view of the outdoors. Both sides of the line have easy access to nearby parks and pedestrian areas. Perhaps most importantly, all residents of the line are welcome to use the public facilities and enjoy the public amenities provided by the line. Residents of the line will be able to choose whether they want to reside at the top or bottom of the structure, or anywhere in between. The entirety of the line will be bathed in natural light thanks to large windows on all floors. The mirror line has a transparent glass front, which serves as a mirror. Along with light from above, this vision glass will also let in light from the city's sides. In addition to private and public indoor spaces, the area within the mirrors will also include outdoor areas such as parks, plazas, and walkways. Light from the south will feel warmer and really be warmer to the body than light from the north, which will be colder and cause less heat accumulation. Residents would be fortunate to be in an area with plenty of daylight. The trick will be to use it effectively. The city's environment is planned from above with the idea that every person should have easy access to a wide range of public places, from large citywide parks to smaller, more intimate ones. In the line, outdoor areas serve as the landscape just like they do in any city. They will have plenty of natural light and ventilation, as well as the rare chance to be out of the wind and in the shade. What is maybe most unusual about this landscape is the idea to shift away from the romantic notion of a landscape and establish a landscaping philosophy that speaks to a way of life. The NEOM garden will represent the intersection of science and technology with the natural world to foster ecological restoration. A slender linear gash can be seen from the sky in the deserts that are located in the far northwestern region of Saudi Arabia. Time will tell if it develops into anything more than that, or if it continues to be nothing more than a line in the sand, an Ozymandian rub-up to 140 years of misguided urban fantasies. So, would you ever like to settle down in such a city? Let us know in the comments section.